Hello students, this is Nilofer Mees, your SS teacher. Today in this video we are going to start lesson number 4 from your history, and the name of the chapter is National Movements in India. Let's start from the introduction. During their stay in India, Britishers became familiar with the political condition of India. See now, as you live at some place for a long time, you will get to know about the people over there, about the lifestyle over there. Same like that, these Britishers, as they stay in India, they got to know about the political condition of our country. It means they became familiar with the political condition of India. The British East India Company took advantage of the political disputes or internal weaknesses of India, and from 1757 AD, after creeping into Bengal to the revolt of 1875 AD, it established its supreme over India. See now what happened, as these British East India Company got to know that there are disputes, political disputes are there among the people of India. So this thing they took as their strength, and it was our internal weakness. So these internal weakness they used for their advantage. And how such long time they used this? See, from 1757 to 1857, and during this time duration, they established its supremacy over India in its in its 100 years of rule. So they ruled for 100 years. It's such a long time. So during these 100 years, as they became the ruler of India, they became the supreme of the country. In order to maintain this supremacy, the English gradually developed a strong administrative structure in the country. So as they were supreme, to maintain their supremacy, that nobody would overcome them, so what did they do? These English gradually, means slowly they developed a strong administrative structure. It means they will administer on our country. Their rules and regulations will be followed by the countrymen of ours. Though this administrative structure, common laws, common administration and a legal system according to the British system came into existence. So during that time what happened? Our political, whatever the administrative was there of Indians, it collapsed, and instead of that all British system came into existence. Now their rules, their system, their law was there in India, and Indians have to follow that. Yet the English residing in India established such laws and administration that England would get more benefits. So obviously they made the rules so that more and more benefits would get to England. According to that only they made the rules for the great benefits of England. At the cost of India, they made England prosperous and exploited India the most. So all the things from India they took away from here, and they made England prosperous and exploited India. This was the introduction about national movements in India. It means maybe these were the roots why national movements started in India. Let's see what were the national movements and how it affects. Let's see the next point now. The Great National Uprising of 1857. What happened in 1857? Great revolt happened. Some of the factors that caused the uprising of 1857 were political dissatisfaction, economic exploitation, social and religious factors, military factor, and immediate reasons like induction of the Enfield rifle in the army. See now why this revolt happened in 1857? So such the reasons were, first of all, political dissatisfaction, public over there. It means in India, people were not satisfied by the political leaders, the rules made by them. They were not satisfied with that. Secondly, economic exploitation. It means whatever they are earning, the money, most of the part of the money they have to give to the Britishers to pay the taxes. So that was economic exploitation. It means Indians were having no money that time. Social and religious factors, even the social and religious factors rise up during that time. The discrimination was there. Then military factor, the people, those who were working in the military, it means like the people, those were Indians, they were getting less money, while less wages, while the public of Britishers, those who were in the military, they were getting high wages. And immediate reasons like induction of the Enfield rifle of army. They inducted one rifle named Enfield rifle. So that was the main reason. Maybe if you have seen the movie Mangal Pandey, you have seen about that Enfield rifle, how it was made and why everybody opposed it. So Mangal Pandey was the first martyr of the uprising. He was the first martyr of this 1857 revolt. Several revolutionaries like Nana Sahib, Tatya Tope, Raja Kunwar Singh, Rani Lakshmi Bai, Bahadur Shah Zafar, etc. took part in it. All these leaders, they took part in this fight. The uprising of 1857 produced many effects, among which are the end of the company rule in India and the rule of the British Crown ruled by Queen Victoria, change in administrative, military, social, religious policies. These produced many effects. These all people, as they fight against company, so this was the end of the company rule in India. It started. The reasons responsible for the failure of the 1857 uprising are the beginning of the uprising before the planned time, lack of central leadership, insufficient and unsophisticated weapons, importance of self-centered interest and nationalism amongst revolutionaries, lack of suitable and organized leadership, etc. You have already studied these in detail in the previous class. Now, what was the reason why this revolt failed? Some reasons were there. First of all, this uprising was done before the planned time. Actually, that time it wasn't planned to do, but in advance only, as the army from the British company arrived in India, so Mangal Pandey and his all other freedom fighters, those who were involved in that, they have to start these in advance before the planned time. Then lack of central leadership, there was no leader in the central, those who can lead other people. Other thing was weapons, they were not having sufficient weapons, there was lack of weapons. Then importance of self-centered interest. People were interested in self only. They were not interested about the nation. The nationalism among the revolutionaries, but instead of that they were all thinking of their community, their people, so they were being self-centered. And lack of suitable and organized leadership, obviously if leadership is not good, not suitable, then obviously this kind of revolt would be failed, and this you have already learnt in the previous class. So this was how the great national uprising of 1857 happened. Our next point is boycott and indigenous movements. Now, what is this boycott and indigenous movements? Let's see. Boycott and indigenous movement, along with Bang Bhang movement 1905, was one of the important events of the Indian national movements. These were very important events that happened in history of India. Because of the divide and rule policy, as a result of the Britishers' Machiavellian policies, boycott and indigenous movement got an impetus. So what happened? As the Britishers started divide and rule policy, so on the other hand our Indians, they started boycott and indigenous movement against it, against the policy of the Britishers. Bengal was a big province at the time of British rule, which included the present day Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. See now, today the Bengal is divided into three parts, Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. That time these three were together one state. It was only Bengal. Compared to other states, Bengal was the central point of national awakening. If we compare with the other states, then Bengal was a central point. Their people were more awakened than in the other states. The impetus and thought for the national movement came from Bengal. It came from Bengal only. Okay, these this thought of national movement came from Bengal. It started from Bengal. In the 1857 revolt, Hindus and Muslims had collectively fought the English. It means they were not thinking about the caste, the religion, but all were taking themselves as the Indians, and so together Hindus and Muslims gave fight against the English. That's why, through the English strategy of divide and rule, they encouraged communalism and caused division among people. So, what happened? What people of England do? They started divide and rule. They poison the hearts, the brains of the Indians and encourage the communalism, that these are the Hindus, these are the Muslims. They started dividing these people to break their strength as they were fighting together, which was hard for them. So to make it easy, to make this fight easy, they started dividing these people. Viceroy Curzon divided the vast Bengal province into East Bengal and West Bengal. See now, such big Bengal was there. So he divided it into two parts. One was East Bengal, the other was West Bengal, in the name of bringing about administrative efficiency. And what did he say? That if we will divide this Bengal in two parts, so it will be easy for the administration to work efficiently and effectively. This reason he gave. There was a strong opposition to the division of Bengal. So what people do over there? They oppose that we don't want to be divided into two parts. When Bengal was divided on 16th October 1905, the whole Bengal observed the day as National Mourning Day. Here morning means that not morning means evening and morning. That morning is not here. This morning it is like to be quiet. Okay, that morning is there. See, so when this Bengal was divided on 16th October, remember the date when this Bengal was divided, 16th October 1905. That day was observed as National Mourning Day. The same day, an announcement about boycotting all foreign goods and encouragement to use indigenous goods was made. So that day only the announcement was done by the Indians that now onwards we are not going to use any of the foreign goods. That is called boycotting. Okay, not to use anything from foreign. But instead of that, we will use the goods which are prepared by Indian and in India. Not merely Bengalis, but the other Indians also began to believe that this division has been done to curtail the vociferous feeling of nationalism that was catching up in India. So not only this state, but the other states also get to know that what is the reason for dividing the state into two parts. They got to know that Britishers want to break the feeling of nationalism among the people. That day, Hindus and Muslims tied Rakhis to each other in the entire Bengal to express their unity. Though they were divided into two parts, not only like place-wise but even communal-wise. So what did they do to show their unity? Hindus and Muslims tied Rakhis to each other. By these they show that we are united, we are one, and we are only Indians and not from any of the religion. This movement had three major characteristics. So what were these? First one, adopt indigenous products. It means Swadeshi movement. The other name for this is Swadeshi movement. It means the goods which are made in India by Indians, that only would be used by Indians. Boycott foreign goods. They will not use any of the foreign goods. And the third one is adopt national education. The education which they were giving was about to be the servant of them only. Nobody was getting education to be the boss of them. But so here we decided that now onwards Indians will get national education of India. We will know about the values of India. That education to be adopted. These were the three major characteristics of this movement. So what happened due to this boycott? India benefited a lot due to this Swadeshi movement, obviously, because the people started using Indian items. So India benefited a lot. It earns a lot, while the English industry was badly affected due to boycott of foreign goods. Nobody from India were purchasing the foreign goods, so it was badly affected. The cloth coming from Manchester stopped. Sugar, shoes, cigarettes, tobacco, etc. imported from England also reduced, and the sale of cloth made in India increased. What happened? The things which were imported from England, so here nobody was buying it. So they have to reduce is obviously they can't import more and more, as here they were not able to sell it. While other side, cloth of India which was made in India were properly sold. factories for making indigenous goods were started. So what happened as people started using Indian items, so other side we have to even make it, no, we have to produce it. So factories also started. The effect of the movement was felt in other provinces of India like Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Mumbai, Madras, etc. besides Bengal. So these other states were also affected by this movement. The echo of the Swadeshi movement was felt in Gujarat too. It means the sound of it, the effect of it even touched Gujarat. The echo of the movement was also felt strongly in the British Parliament and just within 6 years, 1911. So for 6 years this just go on and on. So the movement, the echo of the movement, even it was felt strongly by the Britishers in the British Parliament, and within 6 years the division of Bengal was scrapped after a rethinking by the Parliament. This was a memorable victory by the Indians as they divided Bengal. No, it was again scrapped. They thought that this was not done good. Even because of this movement, they were only affected. They took this decision which was wrong. And so this was a memorable victory of the Indians, a victory of the relentless united efforts. As everybody together gave this fight, so this was victory of everybody. This was a noteworthy victory of the new awakening against the English rule. Now they got one victory, so now they were thinking of other victories too. We'll keep this lesson up to here today, and in the next video we'll go further. Thank you. If you are having any doubt, please call me.